One picture can tell a story of an era and light up an event that has once significantly affected the wheels of history and now sunk into oblivion. The Flashback, a project that carefully guides us through the past like a beacon. The beginning of the 20th century, Denmark hosts the Second International Socialist Women's Conference, which is attended by communist Clara Zetkin. She proposes the establishment of the International Women's Day, on which females can rally and organize marches for their rights to work, for their rights to be respected and treated with dignity, and for peace. A year later, in March 1911, this holiday was celebrated in Europe for the first time, and 2 years later, it was celebrated in Russia. In the territory of modern Kazakhstan, the International Women's Day was not well acknowledged at that time, but there were first suffragists like Nazipa Kulzhanova, for instance, who is depicted in the center of this picture. Only few people know about her today. However, Kulzhanova was the first female teacher in Kazakh history, one of the first journalists, and the first female abaeologist. She was born in the city of Torgay on the 27th of July, 1887. At the age of 15, she completed her studies at the Kostanay Gymnasium and soon began teaching at the Teachers' Seminary. She refused to marry out of convenience and found a way to independently pay off her own dowry. As a result, she became the wife of the famous enlightener of those years, a teacher called Nurgali Kulzhanov. Nazipa loved the poetry of the great Abay and organized a series of evenings dedicated to the 10th anniversary of his death. She wrote scientific works, studying the problems of literature and art and dedicating her articles to the issues of gender equality. An illiterate person misses multiple opportunities in life. Only educated, skilled, and independent women can promote their people to the level of advanced nations. Nazipa Kulzhanova. Sakyen Sefulin invited Nazipa Kulzhanova to work for the Yenbekshi Kazakh newspaper, where she joined the editorial board. This picture was taken in Orenburg, approximately in 1924 or 1925. It features the first staff of the Yenbekshi Kazakh newspaper, although not every single person is mentioned on the back of the photograph. Only the following names are written there: Segizbayev, Gabdulin, Kulzhanova, Sefulin, Aristanbekov, and Mukanov. Nazipa was in a great working relationship with all of these men. She would often seek their advice and converse with them in an informal setting. Unfortunately, in 1919, her husband was shot by the White Guards, and later in the 1930s, he was labeled the enemy of the people. So Kulzhanova, being his widow, became a persona non grata. Nevertheless, she managed to finish hundreds of translations, publish dozens of scientific papers, collaborate with the newspapers like Aykap, Kazakh, Birlik, Tui, and Alash. And above all, her name entered the history as the name of one of the most independent, strong-willed, and intelligent women of her time.